The provider workflow displayed throughout this section is based on the same patient scenario. However, in this scenario, the initial exam receives a low score. This procedure has received a score of 5, which lies in the middle and is considered neither appropriate nor inappropriate. Below are other potential orders that can be placed as suitable alternatives to the initial procedure. The CT head-brain without contrast procedure has received a score of 9. As this is a more appropriate procedure, the provider can replace the original procedure with this one by selecting the Replace button on the right. Upon selecting the Replace button, the provider is prompted to close the NDSC Web UI. Upon returning to the Meditech ordering session, the provider sees the new CT head-brain without contrast order on the current orders table, replacing the previous order. Any orders that may have reflexed along with the previous order are also removed. Similarly, if the new order contains any reflex orders, the provider is presented with a notification that new orders have been reflexed. In other cases, though a procedure may receive a low score, the provider may still choose to confirm the order. However, if a procedure with a score of 1 to 3 is confirmed, the provider is prompted to select from a list of acknowledgement reasons, predefined by the NDSC. A comment field is also available to enter a free text comment as to why the order was placed, despite the low score. The override reason and comment both link to the order along with all imaging appropriate use criteria. When the order is filed, this information is available from the Imaging AUC screen, which is accessed via the Edit screen. As referenced earlier in the tutorial, the provider initially only sees the clinical indication search prior to seeing the procedure scores. This screen provides a visual of what the provider initially sees upon being launched to the NDSC UI. The I Can't Find a Match button is available for the provider in the event a suitable clinical indication cannot be found that matches the reason for exam. In the rare scenario in which no clinical indication can be provided by the NDSC, the provider is prompted to close the UI, and a response of no match is recorded to the order. In some instances, if the procedure scores are low, the provider may elect to cancel the order altogether. There are 2 areas in which the provider cancels a procedure order from the UI. Prior to selecting a clinical indication, the red Cancel button is available to cancel the order. The provider also has the option to cancel the order within the Appropriateness Ranking section after receiving an appropriateness score as seen here. The order can also be canceled from within the Meditech ordering session via the lock screen as shown previously in the tutorial. In either scenario, when Cancel is selected from the UI, the provider is prompted with a confirmation screen. When Yes is selected from this screen, the order is automatically removed from the current orders table upon returning to POM.